tangent vector. Okay. For that, let me go for the definition itself. What is given to us? M is a surface given to us. Let me draw the sketch itself. We have M is a surface given to us, right? So M is a surface given to us. F be the real valued function. Let X be a mapping from D to M. Let X be a mapping from D to M. And F be a real valued function. So F be a real valued function which is defined on the surface M. Right. So now what we have to find out, this is the definition of a real valued function f or a differentiable function f. So what is given to us? M is a surface, f be the real valued function defined on M. Let x be the mapping from D to M, be a coordinate patch in M. That is, if x be the mapping from D to M, so we have this is be the mapping from D to M. So we have here whatever the object we are getting is a x of D. Okay. So hence f be the real valued function which is defined on M. So we have here we have our f be the real valued function defined on a surface M. So f of x is a coordinate patch. So f of x will be a real valued function. The f is defined on a surface M is called a differentiable if all its coordinate expressions are differentiable. F of x, what will be f of x? F of x, or we may call it as f composite x. What will be f composite x? It will be a mapping from, so if you want to check what we have to do, f of x, what is a domain for f is M to R. Okay, what is x? X is from D to M, right? Now here we have this codomain is equals to the domain of f. So now we can define a mapping. So what will be the mapping now? It will be the mapping from D to R. It is from D to R, correct? So this mapping will be from D to R. F of x, so it will be from D to R. So combinedly we have a function f composite x, or we can directly say it is f of x will be a mapping from D to R. So this function is defined on surface M is called a differentiable. So whatever this function, whatever I am getting, it is differentiable only if its coordinate functions are differentiable, right? So hence, this is what a definition of differentiable function we have defined. Actually, I don't know why we have defined differentiable function in this way. What we have, let me start with the first. Let M be the surface, let M be the any surface which is subset of E3, and F be the real valued function defined on a surface M. So what will be the domain? What is the codomain? R. Let X be the mapping from D to M. So X be the mapping from D to the surface M, and it have a coordinate patch in M. That means x of D will be contained in M. So what we have to find out now, f of x or f composite x will be a mapping from D to R. So let me check f composite x. This is f, this is x. So f is a mapping from M to R, x is a mapping from D to M. So f of x will be, as the domain of this is equals to codomain of this. So f of x will be the mapping from D to R. Okay, so hence f of x will be a differentiable function only if its coordinate functions are differentiable. So what I did, f of x will be some real valued function. So it will be differentiable only if its coordinate functions are differentiable. Okay, so in this way we have found this differentiable function. In the next lecture we will go through one lemma, that is if alpha is a curve in a surface M whose root lies in image x of D of a single path, then there exists a unique differentiable function a1 a2 such that alpha of t is equal to x of a1 of t a2 of t. Okay, and then we will go for the tangent vector, normal vector in our surface. We have seen already what is a tangent vector, normal vector in our we have already seen a tangent and normal in our uh, um, second topic or first topic. But now we have to see what is tangent, what is normal on a surface, how to find out tangent on a surface, how to find out a normal on a surface. Okay. So let me have the next one, that is the lemma, which is depending upon this definition. Okay, what is a lemma? If alpha is a curve in a surface M whose root lies in the image x of t. Alpha is a curve. What is the curve? Alpha is a curve in a surface M. If it is a curve in a surface M whose root lies in x of d. So whose root lies in x of d. Okay. Then there exists a unique differentiable function a1t, a2t such that what we have to prove? We have to prove that there exists unique differentiable function such that alpha of t is equal to x of a1 of t and a2 of t. Okay, alpha of t is equal to x of a1 of t, a2 of t. Now let us start with the proof. Alpha is a function from open interval I to m, because it is given that curve alpha is a function from open interval I to a surface M, or rather curve alpha is in a surface M. If it is in surface M, what should the domain? Already we have studied in the first chapter that what is the domain for a curve alpha is a open interval I. Now next thing, what is provided to us? X of d lies in a, sorry, the path of curve alpha is lies in x of d. Okay, so what is x? We must define what is x. X must be mapping from D to a surface M directly. Now, what will be x inverse? X inverse will be a mapping from surface M to D, or in the very similar way, we can find out x of D to D. So, to have a very simplification, we have x inverse is a mapping from x of D to D. Correct? Now, what is our aim to prove? We have to prove this alpha of t is equals to x of a1t and a2t. Right? So, alpha of t we have got it is equals to x of a1 of t, a2 of t. Correct? So, we have to prove this, that is there exists unique differentiable functions a1t, a2t such that alpha of t is equals to x of a1 of t, a2 of t. Correct? So if I want to prove the uniqueness, no doubt we will go with some contradiction, but we have to prove alpha is equal to. So for that, let me define what will be x inverse of alpha. So if I prove x inverse of alpha is identity, hence we can prove alpha is equals to x. So what will be x inverse of alpha? That is x inverse composite alpha. It will be a function from x inverse of alpha. Okay. Now let me go. X inverse of alpha. So here we can see this m should be equals to x of d. Rather, we can assume the surface m should be exactly equal to the x of d. Right. So hence, what will be the things? The mapping x inverse of alpha will be a mapping from open interval I to d. Correct. So here we can have this domain is equals to codomain of this function. So hence we can define now the mapping composition of x inverse and alpha. So hence this mapping is from open interval I to D. So now we have to find out what will be what will be the condition x inverse of alpha of t. Okay. So let me draw the image of for this whatever we have found. What is given to us? Let alpha be the curve in a surface M. Okay. And let us have the surface M. Okay. Let alpha be the curve in a surface M. Okay. Let x be the mapping from D to E3. Let x be the mapping from D to E3. And we can have x be the mapping from D to M. Right. So what will be curve alpha? Alpha is a function from open interval I to the surface M. what will be x inverse? X inverse is a mapping from x of d to d, inverse mapping, right? So what will be here? This is x. What will be x inverse is from this? And the path of curve alpha lies in a x of d. So this is your x of d. Path of curve alpha lies in a x of d. Path of a curve alpha lies in a x of d. M is a surface in which we have contained. We have a path of a curve alpha, and this is a curve alpha is a function defined on a surface M. That is, what will be the domain for this is interval I, right? So now, what will be x inverse of alpha? It will be a function from I to d. Just now we have defined. So this will be the function from I to d. This is x inverse of alpha, right? So hence now we have to define the mapping x inverse of alpha. So in the next lecture we will go with this x inverse of alpha.